start with the first slide. Elena, do you want to start?
No, if you would please start.
Okay, yes. So, welcome to the first Meet the Swiss PMI webinar. The reason why we're doing this is also because we want to get to know you in an interactive way. This is a recorded session. You will have the possibility to speak up during some questions that we will ask you, and at the end of the session we will have a Q&A as well, where you can post some questions on the chat or just turn on the microphone and ask us questions. So here it's really about describing PMI, who we are, what we do, what development opportunities are available, and what are the upcoming events and initiatives at PMI Switzerland. Okay, so who are the speakers today? We have Elena Milusheva, our Volunteer Engagement Vice President. Hi, Elena. We have Anna, now I have to move the boxes so that Anna Kuznieka, our Project Manager Engagement.
Hello.
Hi, Anna. And we have Andreas Bleiker, our Mentoring Program Lead.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Andreas. And unfortunately, Christina is trying to dial in, but probably she will at some point, and we will greet her later on. Okay? So this is back to you, Elena.
Actually, it's me, Anna.
Okay.
So here is the meeting agenda. We will start with the background of the session. Then we will present PMI from both global and Swiss perspective. After that, Andreas will present us mentoring program details. Then we will present you volunteering at PMI Switzerland topic. After that, we have a short, really interesting composition for you. And at the end, as Diana already mentioned, we have a question and answer session.
So thank you, Anna, for presenting the agenda. I can proceed with the background, why we have this session. As a matter of fact, we have, this is our very first interactive WebEx session within the Swiss chapter. And the reason why we want to have that...
Excuse me, can somebody mute themselves? We can hear some coffee machine background. Thank you.
Yes, so this session is a result of a task force that we started earlier this year, and it was about increasing engagement, which is a great initiative. Of course, it could be also quite challenging, especially if you don't know who are your members and what's your community. Of course, we have our events where we have around 50 members attending. We had, of course, also our annual membership meeting where we had around 200 people attending, compared to the overall number of members, which is around 1,700. So there is still quite a gap between the people that we can address directly and the people who are not visible to us. And for this reason, we have decided to have a new platform, which we will allow also people who are not able to travel, who are not able to attend some of our live events, also to speak up and to exchange with us, that we get to know each other. And of course, this session, of course, so far it's only us talking, but it's really meant to be a two-way communication exchange. So we will have enough time at the end of the session to discuss for question and answers. At the same time, please feel free to also, if you want to ask a question in between, please feel free to put that on the chat. Diana is monitoring the chat all the time, so we will be able to accommodate all the questions and comments in between. Also, this is something that has been requested by our members. that we are more digital, that we are more agile, and of course more visible. So we are happy to do this kind of sessions. And I think this is only the first of a series of sessions. And also other board of directors members, they will also have such sessions in the course of the year. So you will hear more from us. And of course, because last week we had big PMI conference in Dublin, I'm happy to share also some topics from the conference. Was there a question? Okay, good. So before we start with the update, I have a short quiz question for you, and then once again, please use the chat to put the answer of the question. So what do we celebrate this year? So is it like, you see it's everything around 50? So it could be 50 years since the moon landing. It could be the 50th birthday of Michael Schumacher, or it's the 50 years since PMI has been founded. I see that we have quite a number of answers. Anna, do you want to reveal the correct answer?
Yes, so all of them are correct.
Exactly. So all of them are correct, and today we are not going to spend much time on the first two, but rather focus on the 50 years since PMI has been founded. And this is a snapshot of the Congress Center in Dublin, where we were around 350 volunteers from more than 50 different countries. We had 3 days full of sessions, and everybody was sharing best practices, what is the status of all the project management initiatives, of the chapter initiatives from their country, and we had quite fun together. As you can see, they have also arranged for quite some food and drinks, and the party after the sessions, I would say that was the greatest party ever that I have attended from PMI. So David, this is something that you have missed. But of course, it's not only about drinks and food and dancing, it's also celebrating 50 years project management, also connected to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So because it was 50 years PMI, PMI has decided that we are going to pledge 50,000 volunteering hours towards achieving the United Nations goals. And of course, our chapter also participated towards this achieving of this goal. First of all, we have our mentoring program. Also, our board of director members.
Excuse me? Can you please unmute yourself for now? Just a sec, until Ellen is finished.
I mean, let's say the question right now.
I don't know if that was a question.
Okay, good. Also Karolina Letowska she's a board of directors member. She has delivered a project management workshop in Kenya. This is also something that we're counting towards the United Nations Sustainable Goals. And also the PMI for Social Good Switzerland delivers project management workshops to NGOs in Switzerland. And thanks to all those volunteers from all those countries, so the goal was that we get this 50,000 hours goal achieved by the end of December this year. And we're not even half time, we have already reached this goal. And now PMI is challenging us to double this one. So I don't know if we're going to manage that, but as you can see, when we are together, then we can really have a big impact. Also during the session, the Congress in Dublin last week, we were able also to meet our new CEO and president of PMI, Sunil. So this is this person here and also on this picture here. So he seems to be very future-oriented, very charismatic leader. He has lived in almost all the countries in the world. He has worked in the majority of the telecommunication companies in the world, and a strong background in finance and technology. So I think this is going to be a very new way of working, and also the direction of PMI is going to change. So these are the things that PMI Global has identified as challenges for the PMI organization right now. And these are all things that we kind of, we have seen those, but we have never really spelled them out. And now they're putting that on slides and sharing that they want to work on that. So to me, this seems like really a big change in the strategy of PMI. And as you can see, early career professionals, they are largely overlooked. The same also for project management who are already advanced in their careers. PMI lacks practicality. PMI is slow to embrace agile. PMI is too US-centric, centralized, and slow. So these are the things that they plan to address throughout the entire 2019. And also on top of those things that I have mentioned, that you see on these slides, there were also another points that Sunil mentioned during the sessions. And just to name a few, he was talking about embracing working with other project management organizations so that we not treat them as competitors, but rather focus on the overreaching goal and how we can together have much bigger impact. Also, he was talking about the communication is key, and he gave the example when somebody shouts in Singapore, this voice becomes silent when it reaches to the United States. And this is something that he would like to address by putting much more offices spread around the world, and PMI officers being much closer to us, to the chapters. And also very interesting point, he said that Agile is not the end of the journey. So it seems that there is a lot of research on the topic, what is coming after Agile. And we are, at least I'm looking forward to hear more on this topic. Let's make a pause and see if there are any questions.
Yeah, Elena,
Yes?
is this slide with these 10 challenges, is this available on the PMI website to everyone?
I don't know if it's available for everyone, but at least for the LIM participants. I'm happy to put it on the G Drive so that you can have a closer look. There were very interesting statistics, very interesting insights. I'm happy to share that with you.
Okay, but I mean, as another point, these 10 challenges, are they making these known to all the members? Because that'd be an interesting point, because we know that a lot of this feedback is coming from PMI members. I mean, the lack of agile, for example, it's a common, I mean, certainly where I work, a lot of people are saying this. So is this something that's being shared with all the members?
Well, it was shared with us, which means that we're sharing that with our members. So I guess this is shared. We don't know what are the action points behind. Another big point that everybody was discussing during this Congress was the split of the membership fee, that 80% goes to global and only 20% stays with local. And all the chapters feel that they will have much bigger impact, and they will be able to provide much more value to the members if they receive a little bit more from the overall budget that is coming from the members. Once again, we don't have the answers. We haven't received the answers, but it seems that they are very much aware and they are willing to change the image of PMI of being slow, not agile, and yeah, a little bit unmodern.
Okay, thanks.
And with that, I'm handing over to Anne, who is going to share with us PMI from Swiss perspective. Who are we on Swiss side and what do we do? Anna, are you with us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. And Elena, oh, now I can see your slide. Sorry, I think it's my connection. So from Switzerland perspective, PMI chapter is the largest program and project management community. We are a not-for-profit organization that is driven only by volunteers. And we organize regular events throughout Switzerland that promote project management. And below the slide, you can see the comparison between global PMI and Swiss chapter. Swiss chapter was founded 18 years ago, currently has 1,700 members and 110 volunteers. At this slide, you can see some statistics regarding our volunteers. First graph shows our departments. So the largest department is professional development, followed by a volunteers engagement department and communications and marketing. But we also have some small teams like finance and special projects teams. We have 58% men and 42% women in our volunteers group. And the biggest volunteer group comes from Zurich, and it's followed by Romandy. But what is interesting, we also have one person that lives in USA. And here is the organizational chart. So we have our General Assembly that consists of 1,700 PMI Swiss chapter members. We have our President, Nomination Committee, Financial Auditors, Chapter Advisory Board. And below you can see all departments that are a part of our Swiss chapter. Some of them were mentioned before at this statistics slide. So we have our professional development department that consists of 3 teams, Zurich, Basel, and Romandy. We have a members team, sponsoring, and this project management for social good department. Then we have our operations team that supports board in some internal services, our finance department, special project department, volunteers engagement, from which I came from, and of course communication and marketing team.
Okay, so I'm taking over. This is the time where we can introduce some success stories from some volunteers. And in the meantime, I've seen that Christina could finally join us. Hi, Christina. Do you hear us?
Yes, I hear you perfectly well. Thank you.
Christina, sorry that it was you had such a hard time to join the WebEx.
Is everything okay?
All right. So if I can just put you on the spot, and maybe you can share what is the success story with PMI so far.
So I'm very fresh, new at the institute. So I went to an event. This was how to build your personal brand, and it was in February, exactly at the end of February. And then I connect with Marina, the brand ambassador. She's a nice and so hard person. And I talked with her during the after connection after this event. And we started to talk, and I was very interested about the volunteering. And I was at the time without a job, and I'm still, because I was fired. And it was very interesting because I love to be a volunteer. All my life I volunteered. and it was very very good. Then after, Elena reached me, and I told her how I wanted to be a volunteer and what I could do, because I didn't know what I could do. And so between all these situations, I was invited to do the social interactions initiatives, and this is a beautiful thing because I love everything that is a connection, because I'm a heart soul connector. I work with the connection with people. I'm a family therapist, and I work with projects around this. And then I'm in the middle of doing a project that is very, very beautiful, and you all can join. That is the after work drinks. That will be the most amazing event on Zurich, I can guarantee you. You will be there to connect and to be with all the persons that want to be on this moment that belongs to the institute or not, and you can be there and mingle and connect and have a great time, because I think it's important also these moments where the work after work can be this connection with all the persons. So this is my story at this moment.
Great, Christina. Thank you so much. It's great
You're
to see
welcome.
your motivation, and I'm looking forward to this after work program.
Yes, I'm very excited to do this.
Okay. All right. Then we have Andreas Bleiker on the line. Andreas, do you want to share with us some stories?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So I'm based in Basel, and I joined PMI about 2 years ago, first as a member, and then I discovered that there are all these opportunities to volunteer and do something good for the community, get to know people. So I thought, why not? I applied, and then Elena assigned me to the mentorship program back then, which was a pilot. I thought it was a valuable thing to do. It was interesting for me, and I felt that I could do more. So Elena then offered me to bring the mentorship level a little bit forward, and I tried to do that over the last couple of months. I appreciate that as a volunteer, you're pretty much free in how you approach things. So you can work the way you want and you feel it's okay, but you still have some support from Elena and from the team if you need it.
Great. Thank you, Andreas. Looking forward to the mentoring program that, by the way, we're still promoting on social media.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And since you were mentioning Elena, maybe you want to share some of your success stories with PMI?
So what I'm going to share with you is just the reach that you can get when you become a volunteer. So because of my leadership position, I was invited to different conferences. So the one was in Berlin. 2 years ago, it was in Italy, and now in Dublin. And the number of people that I'm meeting and the insights that I'm getting from them, this is just amazing. And this is just really something that really motivates me to do this job, just to meet so many people with so many different perspectives and great ideas. So yeah, that's my motivation for volunteering.
Yes, and I missed the Dublin conference. I can see the party was really good. Okay, and we have Anna. Would you like to share also something?
Yes, of course. So I am a member of volunteer engagement team, and this is my 4th month in Swiss PMI chapter. I have joined the Swiss PMI chapter because I've been preparing myself for the CAPM certification, and I thought that volunteering could be a great opportunity to connect theory and practice and get the experience that is required in the project area during the certification. What I like about volunteering is, like Andreas mentioned, that there is like freedom to choose the areas in which I want to develop my skills. So I'm a member of volunteer engagement team, but I can also follow my interest in PMO work, for example, mostly thanks to the mentoring program. And also thanks to the possibility that I can always contact our internal PMO and use their experience when I need. And I feel really engaged and busy with my task that I have as volunteer. And as I am currently a mom, not working mom, volunteering gives me also opportunity to at least partially continue my professional activities that I had in the past. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. So great to see all this motivation from all these key volunteers. Maybe we can move to the next slide.
And before we move to the next slide, maybe somebody else would like to introduce himself or herself,
Sure.
like very spontaneously. Thank you.
Okay, Daniel is speaking. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Most of you probably know myself. I'm a PMI member since 2004. That means 14 years, 15 years, and I have spent 10 years in the Zurich event committee as a volunteer there, and since 3 years I am a volunteer to organize the project management masterclass, which is a one-day event 2 times in a year. So, and I learned a lot and have a lot of connection, and I like it still to be a member there and to work with other volunteers. It's great.
Great, thank you, Daniel. Sounds very interesting. Maybe you can send us some information. We can promote them on social media as well.
Yes. Why not?
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, we can go from one Daniel to another. And so I had to go to my PMI dashboard, in fact, to know since when I'm member, because I didn't remember. So I'm member since 2014. In fact, my name is Daniel Rodelar, and the nice thing or characteristic that I have is that I'm last year volunteer of the year, which is something that is making me very very happy and very I appreciate it very much. So I'm directing the part on the newsletter creation and the communications, which is always a challenge very lately, and you will see that you will get much better newsletters in the next months, and you will appreciate much more the content in there. I'm very happy to be a volunteer, and I appreciate very much everything that we can learn from this experience, in fact.
Wow, thank you, Daniel. Looking forward to the new newsletter.
Me too.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to speak and share something?
Yeah, hi. So maybe I could just introduce myself. I'm David Fowler. I'm the VP for the Communications and Marketing department, and so I'm very happy to be here and be part of this meeting. I think it's a great initiative. So thanks very much to all of you for organising that. And I know, I mean, Diana, it's something we've been trying to do for a while, and we had some technical challenges, let's say, in getting so.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for providing I think the WebEx. It's really good. It's working very well. So good for that. And I would just say, being a volunteer, I mean, it just brings a different perspective. I mean, you're working in your daily job in whatever you're doing in a certain industry. You're meeting people from different industry, so you get a much broader view of what other people are doing in their project management lives, but also in your job as a volunteer. I mean, working with Daniel on the newsletter, for example, when I started as doing a journalist. I mean, I never thought I would be a journalist, so it made it really interesting that you can become something that normally maybe I couldn't become a professional journalist, but I have a chance to do that and to practice that in a volunteer environment, and that's really nice that you get that opportunity. So no, I think it's very rewarding. And it's, as I said, it gives you a different perspective, so it's refreshing to do something different. Nada.
Thank you, David. That's great. Okay, so with
Hello?
that,
Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes, Irina.
Hi. Yeah, it's Irina. Yes, very glad to be able to join the call. I'm currently holding the prestigious title President of this chapter, and I just want to join David in echo David, as it's famous now to speak about it, that being a volunteer experience that actually maybe you're not going to be able to do in your professional life. For sure, I would never be a president nowhere else. It's a great opportunity. So I would like first to thank Elena, Anna, Diana, everybody involved in organizing this webinar. As David said, this is the first attempt, but as I see, it's very successful. And to encourage every one of you who is willing to go further in the volunteering experience, not to be afraid, but to take the challenge. Thanks so much once again. I'm very happy to be part of the call.
Well, what a great pleasure to have Irina and David on the call today and give us this speech. So thank you, Irina. And yeah, so I think, Elena, we can move to the next slide.
Yes, we can move to the next slide.
Yeah.
So this is about volunteering. It's a give and take. So it's not only that we expect from you to be as professional as you are in your job and that you're committed and that you deliver on time. At the same time, we also offer exposure to very different areas. So you can see that you can volunteer in all those departments, and from each department you can get different skill set, different development. Also, as you can see, we are easy to reach out. Next to social media and online platforms, of course, our events. Now this additional platform with this WebEx session. So please feel free to reach out to us and to share with us, also to ask us the questions that you have. So basically, you are the ones who have elected us, and we are here to serve you. So we have to stay in a frequent exchange. When it comes to what's in for you, you have already heard from a lot of people what's in for you. Next to all those great experiences, of course, we offer the PDUs. We offer a full day leadership training for our volunteers, also the Christmas dinner. And as Andres also mentioned, of course, we offer also the mentoring program, which in the beginning it was only for the volunteers, and now Andreas was able to expand it to all our mentors. So to all our members, not to all our mentors, sorry. So it's my pleasure to hand over to Andres, who is going to share more about the mentoring program with us.
Okay, so the mentoring program is basically a possibility for like experienced people to share their experience, help colleagues to grow. Basically, it can be very pleasurable to see somebody actually appreciating your advice and making something out of it. Maybe sometimes a friendship might grow out of a mentorship relationship. This mentorship program seemed first to be very attractive for mentors. So quite a lot of people applied. Currently, I have a pool of maybe 25 mentors that are willing to share their experiences. It's really great to see all these people that are looking for opportunities to somehow volunteer, but not too much. So I think that's kind of an opportunity for those people who are looking to volunteer, but somehow want to be in control of their time completely. and the mentorship is a good thing for them. For the mentees, of course, these are, from my experience now, mostly people that are either new to the PM career, people who are working as a PM and want to somehow maybe grow into a PMO role, people who want to change the industry or change jobs, people who need to change jobs or are looking for new jobs, a new network somehow. The mentorship program might be an opportunity for them. What I'm doing is basically I'm just matchmaking. So I'm looking at the mentors and at the mentees, and I talk to them, listen to what their motivation is, and if I feel there's a match, I just connect the two, and then give them some advice on the way, some templates, some like supporting documents, and then they start. So at the moment we have 12 or 13 mentees. All but one could be matched, and they all started in the last couple of months. So I don't have too many experiences to share yet. A lot of the mentees, especially, they have great expectations, and I will see in the next couple of months, and hopefully be able to share with this community and the broader community later some voices of the people as well. But at the moment, I'm happy about everyone who spreads the word to the community, to your networks. There is this opportunity. Look at it. Maybe it's something for you. Are there any questions for the mentorship program right now, or?
So if there are any questions, the chat is open, or just speak up.
Yes, Andrea. Sorry, just a question about the program. I mean, typically, how long would you say that would last? I mean, if you are looking for a mentor, how does it work in terms of how long do you actually spend with your mentor? Do you define that together, or?
Generally, this is completely up to the individual mentor. My expectation is that the mentor should be available for at least 2 hours a month. It could be more, it could be less. The duration as well depends a little bit on the goal. The minimum commitment should be half a year to maybe a year, or 6 to 8 months. So 8 times 2 hours, maybe around 20 hours would be realistic for a mentorship. It could be longer, of course, but that is really up to the individual couple.
Sure. Okay. And just something as a clarification, because I've come across this quite a lot, the difference between mentoring and coaching. So it's very clear that this is not about coaching, right? Mentoring is something more sort of long term and not specific goal related, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult, to be honest, to distinguish that also from the individual people perspective. So there are some people who volunteer as mentors, but they maybe have a coaching education and want to practice it a little bit. So it's not up to me to forbid them to use coaching approaches, of course, if they see fit.
Okay. So it's open to that, to coaching possibilities as well.
At the moment, yes, but I think mentorship is a little bit. It seems easier because it's less risky, right? In a way.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I kind of try to sell it as mentorship program and not as coaching program.
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so we can move to the next slide. Volunteering at PMI.
So that's Elena again. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Because I had to reconnect for a second. So during the leadership meeting in Dublin, I met the past president of the Turkish chapter. And he was saying we have a big problem with our chapter. We are overstaffed with volunteers. We don't know what to do with all our volunteers. And I said, but how do you do that? How do you attract all those people? And he said, we just empower people to make ideas a reality. And this is also the a slogan of PMI. And I said, okay, of course, I understand it's a great idea. Just I would like to understand how exactly, what precisely do you do to attract so many volunteers? And then he gave me two examples. So one was one of the volunteers. He said, I'm very good at doing short videos and posting them on YouTube, so I can do something for you. And they said, okay, so we are preparing our annual conference. Why don't you join us to create a video? We haven't planned for that, but since you're interested, let's go ahead with that. And it turned out to be very successful. And the second example that he gave me, that was a very interesting one. So five project managers from 5 different countries sitting together and discussing about the startup culture within their own country. And suddenly somebody said, okay, but do we have any materials about project management in startups? And they started researching, found out that there is not that many. So they have approached Global PMI and they said, how about if you gave us the mandate to write a book about project management in startups? And PMI said, yes, let's go ahead with that. They have received some kind of funding, and now they have 15 months to deliver this book. So this is also a great example, and maybe we have to start also thinking from this perspective, not what exactly we need for the chapter, but what are your talents? What are the things that you would like to contribute to the chapter? And then to make sure you have the framework to make your ideas a reality. And also I have put volunteering opportunities for this one, so you can apply there. Share with us what are the great things that you can do for us, and then we can see to which extent we can embrace them for our chapter. But in any case, we would like to encourage you to develop yourself and to do things that you enjoy most. And apparently, if when you do something, if you can leverage your talents and your strengths, apparently you are 6 times more engaged in doing so. So this is also something that we would like to encourage. And the last slide that I have from my side, this is about the volunteer path. So it's not only within a job that you get promotion or you can progress. The same goes also as a volunteer. So usually everybody starts as a volunteer, and then if you lead a team, then you could be appointed as a director. And usually, not necessarily, but usually the directors, they stand for election for board of directors. And all our 1,700 members, they vote for board of directors. And out of those people that we have selected, then the board selects one president. So I would like to draw your attention to the middle box. That's the election for board of directors. So for the 2020 and 2021 term, we are looking for people who would like to take leadership roles. And the nomination collection starts already now. So if you're interested to have this experience, if you have ideas, if you have also the time to do so, because I have to say this is also a time-consuming hobby, please contact your board of director representative or somebody that you know from the board, because you have 2 prerequisites to stand for election. First, you need to be a Swiss chapter member in good standing, and second of all, you have to be endorsed by 2 boards of directors. Of course, we would like to see new people, new faces in the board, and this is your opportunity to grasp this opportunity. So if somebody of you might be interested, still thinking about let's have a call, then you might become more convinced to go this way. And with this, I'm handing over to Anna, who is going to share with us something interesting.
Okay, so here we would like to encourage you to take part in our competition. So the rules are really simple. You should take a nice photo related to PMI or project management, similar to this, which are on the slide. You can be on this photo as well as your friends if they agree to be there. And then post this photo on our social media with the hashtag that you can see on our slide, so PMI Switzerland. And for the best photos, we have really attractive rewards, like our T-shirts. I think Elena has one of them. Actually,
I don't think that the video works anymore. Sorry.
Okay, so then we have this free entry to an evening PMI event, and for the first place, we have invitation to a full day board of directors meeting. And we will announce the winners during our next WebEx session.
All right, thank you, Anna, and thank you, Elena. So we just are concluding our session with the Q&A, and if you have additional questions that you want to ask generally, especially on the last two slides that Anna and Elena have showed, this is your opportunity.
Also, if somebody else would like to introduce herself or himself, this is also the right time to do so.
If I may say something, it's Irina speaking again. Do you hear me?
Yes.
I just want to join Elena's encouragement for the people to go for the Leadership Pro. From my experience, I can share that I'm already 4 years in the board, 3 of them being a VP, and as I said, the last one being the president. So you can see how much actually the dynamic is changing and the people are learning from each other. And just as how to say, relief for the people that might be thinking to join the board. The current board is really taking seriously the handover part and really proper onboarding of the new members. So whoever joins the board, we are trying to make sure that this is not going to be left alone, but will be properly onboarded on the job and be, let's say, held hand in hand until he is fully capacitated to do the job on his own or her own. So don't be afraid of this. As David also said before, it's a great opportunity to learn things that maybe you're not having a chance to do it in your other professional or personal life. So once again, I just joined Elena and David to consider this option.
Okay, thank you, Rina. I think we have Stefan that is raising his hand to speak.
Exactly. Hi together, and pardon for being late. We have a team meeting, so I was not able to join. But my question, maybe you answered it before. Will there be the session available to see it afterwards? Did you record it?
Yes, we are recording it.
Cool, thanks.
So yes, with this recording, we are thinking also to share it, to publish it on the website, and share it on the newsletter maybe, and yeah, it will be anyway available.
And Stefan, thank you very much for making this session reality, because you also contributed, so thank you so much for that.
No problem. You have to pay for it. No problem.
I have something from Dublin. So
oh, cool.
See, I think my video works already, and I don't know if this is you can see. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. You can see it.
And this is something that I have specially for Stefan from Dublin. So.
What is it? It says Guinness, but what is it? Some samples of Guinness or?
No, so there would be also samples of Guinness.
Ah, that's nice.
And also this is Guinness branded / 50 years PMI. So especially for yourself.
Wow. Great.
Very nice.
If the video is on, I can also show this is the T-shirt that you can get for the great picture. I don't know if you can see, but also it's branded also on the back.
That looks really nice, Elena. Yeah, I can see that you're very proud of wearing the PMI T-shirt.
We had this year, and I think we're going to do it once again done marathon.
Great. All right, so I think we are ending the session. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We had 19 participants, I think, today joining. And this was the first session, so we are looking forward to have many more sessions in future and having more participants to join. It's just a matter of spreading the voice, right? And being in social media, I should do that.
We missed one participant. He registered 20 minutes before. So I think for the next one, we should really create the link before the invitation, before the publishing, and then we can put the link into the Eventbrite mail. So everyone who is registering get the mail. Get the link, if possible, technically.
Okay. We will.
Someone's registering right now, but it was too late to send the link.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good tip. Thank you, Stefan. All right. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Hello, David. How are you?
Thank you. Have a nice
Hello.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.